Hey guys, so for this video I'll be talking about kind of like my resolutions or things that I want for this upcoming year in 2018 in terms of K-pop releases, and I will be discussing a bit of my collection planning as well, so it's kind of a little bit of both. And before I start, I would just say that at least for this year, it wasn't that great for me personally. I had a good year in school and for other stuff, so good year, but in terms of music and K-pop, I feel like it was lackluster. There wasn't that many good albums here and there. There were a few good ones, so at least I had that to listen to. I talked about those in my K-pop favorites channel. The girl groups or female solo artists were really doing it for me this year, while just the male counterparts were not that impressive. There were some good albums, but I feel like in the previous years there was like a bunch of good albums. So hopefully things change up for 2018. I don't really particularly enjoy the direction K-pop is taking in terms of the sound. It's sounding a lot like American music, just sounding Korean. And back then they did take some inspiration, but it still felt like K-pop. So that's what got me into it. So this year I grew to not dislike, but like K-pop a bit less. And if it's still going towards that direction, I think I'm just not going to listen to it that much. Like this year, I really didn't listen to K-pop that much, to be completely honest. And I didn't buy that many stuff either. But in this video, I'll discuss things that I want this upcoming year, and just discuss it. So if you want to hear about my the things I want to happen this year, and it will relate to kind of videos that will be uploaded, since there are some groups that are confirmed to release albums, so you'll probably get to see some unboxing for those. Alright, so I made a list, so this video is well prepared, because usually I just whatever pops up in my head first I talk about. So but I wanted to talk about each of these because these are the things I wanted to focus most on 2018. So first on my list is Infinite. So if you don't know, a majority of these are my ultimate groups. So these are, I think, yeah, a good majority are my ultimate groups, and a few of them are my favorites. So Infinite is like my third ultimate favorite K-pop group. I love their music so much, so I was really hoping for a release this year. Obviously they postponed it, and I think they wanted to make it start like a new year, because with like start their new era in a new year, because they didn't have that many positivity. Obviously they lost Hoya. There were some, I think there were false statements regarding like Woohyun being involved in some stupid scandal. And yeah, they just didn't do that much this year, which was really sad for me, because I always look for Infinite's music every year, because they always put something that I really love. So I am hoping for a full-length album. I think it will be a mini album, but yeah, whoever knows any details regarding their stuff, it is almost confirmed that it will be in January, because they just finished the music video. So I'm hoping that it is a full-length album, but if it's not, then we'll probably get 2 mini albums. That's what I'm hoping for. So really looking forward to an Infinite comeback, because there was nothing released this year. Okay, so next I have Dongbangshiki, and if you don't know, or if you aren't familiar with my channel, Dongbangshiki is my ultimate favorite K-pop group. So obviously I was desperately wanting music after they were released from the military. So they basically, whenever it comes to them, they always release full-length albums, so I'm not really worried about them releasing a mini album. It would be weird if they released a mini album. They were going to come back actually after the military, but I think they wanted to either record or rearrange some songs or add new songs to their new album. So I really wasn't that... Well, obviously I was upset, but I wasn't that bitter, because I think that they probably wanted to make a better album. So I prefer something that is well produced than something that was rushed. So it is also rumored for them to come back in the beginning of the year. So I'm really hoping for that. And since how usually SM things work, if they release a full-length album, they will get a repackage. If they're boy groups, it's kind of like a just a written rule for SM boy groups. So I'm really hoping for a really good album from them. Then Shiny was actually supposed to come back this year as well, but with the whole ONU incident, that was definitely postponed. It was so obvious, because they confirmed that they were gonna have a Shiny comeback after Taemin's stuff. I mean, Taemin solo in Korea, but since Taemin signed up for the unit, so I think that's when SM kind of pushed their promotions, because Taemin was supposed to come back like in August, and they kept pushing it back so he could perform along with being a judge in the unit, and he got a repackage, which was surprising, but I'm glad that I waited. I actually just ordered it, so look forward to that unboxing. I really love that album. And yeah, so since Shiny's having a tour in the beginning of the year, they're probably not going to come back so the beginning of the year. So I'm thinking they're going to gear towards the second half, if not during the summer. So hopefully it is a full-length album, because we had to wait a year. But that album is already recorded for sure, because whenever they confirm that a group is coming, they already have it ready. Then I put a key solo, which is something I'm hoping for, because that whole ONU solo opportunity, that's probably just been completely put aside because of the whole incident. And also, I have to really check their ages, because I know I'm a bad fan, but I think ONU is, I don't know, I think ONU is hitting that age range where he really should go, and I think going toward the military, it would be a good decision after a Shiny album. So it might be their last album as a 5-member group if they continue releasing stuff as a 4-member group. But I don't want that to happen. I'd rather them just release solo stuff, or some of them going to the military as well. Then I put 17, Monster X, and BTS, which are kind of like the boy groups that I keep up with, that I really enjoy. BTS, I didn't get to mention them in my K-pop favorites, and I don't know why, but I even I try to make a mental note that I really enjoyed their Love Yourself album. Really good production from them. They obviously found their own sound by now, and I loved Monster X's stuff prior to, I forgot what the name was, the mini album that they released a couple months ago after Shine Forever. I didn't like the title track, so I didn't listen to that album. But anything prior from Monster X I really loved, so I think I just have to listen to that mini album, because they always have better B-sides than title tracks. And 17, I don't know, I really loved them the first 2 years, but I feel like this year my interest in them fizzled a little bit, so hopefully they have better albums this upcoming year. And this is just a personal opinion, but I really, really love these 3 groups. Those are like the newer groups, because or I know BTS isn't necessarily new, but kind of like the newer groups and the groups that I follow that are obviously going to release music, so that's something I'm looking forward to. Then I put Sonyeonde. Obviously, if you are familiar with my channel, they're my ultimate K-pop group as well. I just want some clarifications, because there were some statements regarding each of the girls that left. So Sohyun, Sooyoung, and it's just them, because I think Tiffany's definitely, I don't know, I'm just unsure. But if the other 2 really decide that they might promote with different labels, so if that happens, hopefully we'll get a confirmation. If not, I just want SM to make an official statement of what's going on with the group, because I think it's just difficult to promote their older songs as a 5-member group. It's just too difficult. And obviously Taeyeon will get her stuff, and I want a Sunny solo album. But something related, or a confirmation for Girls' Generation, because that's all I want. And if we do get a confirmation, then we'll probably get an album like every year and a half, because the other girls are always doing something. So yeah, and then obviously we'll get that Taeyeon releases every year. Then I put Bright Eyed Girls, another one of my ultimate favorites. they always take 2 or 3 years on a break, and then they put out great albums. Like the reason why they go on breaks to do their own thing, and then their albums are so well thought out. So I'm just looking forward to that, because they're so picky with whatever they put in the album, because they want a cohesive album with substance in it. And then Kine, who had like a just not a great year with the media, which was probably the reason why she didn't release anything. And again, her mini album that was released in 2016 didn't do that well, and it was a part 1 part 2 type of album. So I think part 2 was just scrapped, and she will probably wanted to record other songs for the album, because everything that she puts out is really planned out. So I feel like the label just didn't have faith in the part 2. So I want obviously another solo from her, and I hope that she's doing well right now, because it was just a mess. Then I put Blackpink. Okay, so Blackpink is kind of like I really didn't really have faith in them when they first came out, because of the whole Blackpink sounding like 21. But I fell in love with Playing with Fire and Stay, and then As If It's Your Last was my favorite song of 2017. So Blackpink really changed my mind about them, and I personally really like each girl. So I hope that they'll get physical releases. But just to not make this video 30 minutes long, just talking about Blackpink and their label, YG is a mess. So I hope that they don't get screwed over like 21 did. And it feels like everyone in YG is just so messed up when it comes to promotions. Like I just want something from Blackpink, and that they get a few physical releases next year. But I don't know if I'll be buying it. I'll be buying it if it includes As If It's Your Last. If it doesn't, I'll probably buy their compilation album, and if it's the music it's good, I will be buying their stuff. But they're not like my ultimate groups at all. But I am keeping an eye on them, because out of Twice and Blackpink, I like Blackpink's music a lot more, and I think they have a lot of more flair to them. Then I put EXO, but EXO's kind of like a given. They're always going to get a full-length album. I feel by now it's kind of like they're like a thing for SM, just to get those million sales. I think they'll probably be around the summer or late in the summer, because that's what it seems like they've been doing the past years. And then we'll get the winter albums that they usually do. Hopefully we do get to hear Lay and their music again, but who knows with the whole China incident. Newies, I don't think we'll get a full-length album. We're definitely going to get a mini album. We probably get a second one if we're lucky, but once Minhyun is out of 101, there is going to be a full-length album. Nine Muses, obviously I want anything from them, because Star Empire is a crappy company when it comes to just management and all that, but the only thing they do well is producing music for them. So I am looking forward to any of that. And then for the girl groups that I really keep up with are Red Velvet and G-Friend, from the newer sides. Red Velvet is probably going to come back with a mini album. This is kind of just my speculation, because how the pattern of releases go. Because they had a heavy year when it came to releases. This year they had too many albums and a full-length album, so that's kind of like 2 full-length albums in a year. And I feel like they had all this material recorded and they just wanted to release it, since SM's roster is weird now with them just having one girl group. Because I don't really count FX right now. I'll talk about that later, because I have them on my list too. But I'm looking forward to something from them. I'm glad they found their own sound now. And G-Friend, I want a full-length album, and hopefully they do get a repackage for that, because I want a full-length album from them. Desperately wanting one. I love their music so much. They are like the new Kara for me when it comes to just my this new age of K-pop. So looking forward to that. And then for solos, I don't really follow anyone else, like any male solos that don't come from groups. Because Rain just had a comeback and that wasn't my cup of tea. But I put Jessica, obviously, because she's my ultimate bias. Hopefully she gets a full-length album. Please, Jessica, please, 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 please. She's always recording material. Hopefully it's better than the thing that she puts out in the past, because she always does a good job. But she doesn't... She's always in the comfort zone, so that's the main issue with her. But ever since I saw her cover How Deep Is Your Love, I was like, girl, why don't you do something like that? But... hopefully we'll get that. I hope that it's a full-length album, because Jessica might not do well digitally or with streaming, but as long as the fans buy her stuff, she's gonna keep releasing stuff. Then I put Boa. Camo was so good, and she is filming a reality show for like just herself. I think they're going to show the process of her making an album, so we'll probably get a mini album or a full-length album. I really want that because I love Boa's music, and I'm pissed that SM wasn't smart enough to give her an actual release when she had so much press from Produce 101. IU, who obviously every year kills it, like this year IU had multiple #1 songs. I think she had 2, 3, 4, 5 #1s. I think she's like the K-pop artist with the most #1 songs or so. But I think we'll probably get a mini album from her the second half of the year, because she had a busy year. And then Ailey, who I feel like didn't do anything this year aside from that OST, which was like the biggest song of the year. But which is weird because she had the biggest song of the year, but her label did not take advantage of that. Or this, I don't know if she even had a comeback this year. I don't know. I feel like Ailey kind of disappeared. Then TR with a question mark, because I thought they were going to disband, but they're still promoting, so I don't know what's going on there. But if they're still together, I hope MBK gives them good songs, because What's My Name was average and was not, I don't even count it as a TR release, especially with like the other tracks being divided into different physical releases. That pissed me off. Then AOA, which are kind of... AOA is one of my favorite groups. I always enjoy their music, but what made me love their music was Choa. So I don't know how things are going to go. How either if it's you not going to step up, we're going to bring those vocals, or what's going to go down. But I'm really looking forward. They did just confirm that it's going to be around March, or like I think it will be around March. So I'm looking forward to that. And if it's not good, I don't think I'll be buying it, because I am not. That's like my whole planning. Like if I don't like it, I won't be buying it. And usually the groups that I follow, they don't disappoint me. But since Choa is not part of the group anymore, I don't know how that's gonna go down. But yeah, I'm mainly focusing on the groups that I follow. Then I put FT Island and CN Blue. They usually just put out good albums, so I'm looking forward to that. FNC is not going to screw them over. And then I'm Flying is desperately trying to make it. And they do have some really good albums, so I might buy their 2 releases that they just had this year. And then FX with a question mark, because I want SM to really make a clear statement of what's going on with FX, because they don't seem to be doing anything. They all have individual careers. I don't see them as a group anymore, but I want them to obviously make another album. Maybe as a goodbye, but I don't know, because... Oh, then Luna's also rumored to release something. If that happens, I'll buy it. Hopefully her fans or Miyu's back her up. And I think Crystal will also have something, because she was rumored, so that means that they have the idea to release something. But I don't think I'll be buying anything from Ember, because I don't particularly like anything she puts out. And kind of talking about FX and SM, I feel like SM is obviously planning to release a new girl group. If they are going to release it this year, I think they'll probably release or debut their new girl group by the end of the year, like near the end of the year, or early 2019. And that will be the girl group that they will be focusing on, because Red Velvet can't keep up with Twice in terms of just fan force, because music video views, sales, everything, Twice is really killing it, and there's a huge gap, and it's just a huge gap. So I feel like SM is just not going to sit down and have JYP have all that money from the girl group, from the just girl group world. But yeah, that's it. So these are the things I'll probably be buying. So I won't be buying like from newer groups that randomly debut. Even if I like the songs, I don't want to. I can't afford it, and I don't have that much space anymore. So I'll be focusing on these, and obviously the groups that I usually collect from. If you've seen my collection videos, but other than that, only buying like that many stuff. Probably older stuff here and there, and then these newer stuff. And then I did just order Red Velvet's The Perfect Velvet, BTS's Love Yourself, Taeyeon's Christmas album, Taemin's repackaged Moving, and Different's Rainbow repackaged for I forget what it was called, Parallel. And yeah, so anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's like a bit long, but I really wanted to make this because it's kind of like I guess it counts even as a channel update, but these are the things I'll be buying. I'll also be uploading my collection video, which I always mention in every single video. I'll try to release it, upload it by the end of the year. And yeah, so if there's any videos that if that will be kind of just showing albums that are new, are going to be these, or hauls are going to be these, along with older albums by these type of groups. So yeah, hopefully this upcoming year is not that depressing in terms of just like the world event, and the music is a little bit more original, and we get some good albums from these groups and other groups. But yeah, again, if you want me to make any other sort of videos, please comment down below. I'll try to make them. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll try to upload some other type of videos that may not be unboxing related. But yeah, bye guys.